The first time Ethan heard the voice on the baby monitor, it said his son's name. "Hey, Noah." It wasn't loud. It wasn't even clear. The words slid through the monitor speaker like someone whispering right into the microphone. Ethan's eyes snapped open. For a second, he thought he was dreaming. Then the monitor crackled again. "Hey, little guy." Ethan sat up immediately. Beside him, Marissa stirred under the blanket. "You hear that?" he whispered. The baby monitor screen glowed faint green on the nightstand, showing the nursery in grainy night vision. Their 6-month-old son Noah slept peacefully in his crib. The room looked completely normal. Crib, rocking chair, toy shelf, and the closet door in the corner. Closed, nothing moving. Marissa rubbed her eyes. "What was that?" Ethan grabbed the monitor. "Probably interference," he muttered. Old baby monitors did weird stuff sometimes. Picked up signals from radios, neighbors, random electronics. Still, the voice had sounded way too clear, too intentional. Static buzzed again, then silence. Noah didn't stir. Marissa lay back down slowly. "That sounded like someone talking to him." Ethan didn't answer. For some reason, he kept staring at the closet door on the monitor. Something about it felt off. They'd moved into the house 2 months earlier. It was a quiet suburban place outside Eugene, Oregon. The kind of neighborhood where people waved when you drove by and everyone's porch light clicked on around sunset. Nice houses, clean streets, safe. After years of apartment living, Ethan and Marissa felt like they'd finally made it. A yard, a garage, a nursery for their baby. The nursery had already been painted when they moved in. Soft blue walls, white trim, and that big closet in the corner. The previous owners had left in a hurry, according to the realtor. Job relocation, out of state, no kids. At least, that's what they were told. 3 nights later, the monitor turned on again, but this time it wasn't a voice. It was Noah laughing. Ethan grabbed the monitor and blinked at the screen. Their baby was sitting upright in his crib, giggling, but he wasn't looking at the toys hanging above him. He was staring directly at the closet. Marissa leaned closer. "What's he looking at?" The closet door was shut. No movement, no sound. Yet Noah kept laughing like someone was standing there making funny faces. Then the monitor crackled. A whisper slid through the speaker. "So you can see me." Marissa grabbed Ethan's arm. "Okay, that's not funny." Ethan was already out of bed. "I'm checking the room." The hallway was cold, weirdly cold. Ethan walked quickly toward the nursery and pushed the door open. The light flicked on. Noah blinked sleepily at the brightness. The closet door was closed. The room was empty. Ethan checked everywhere, behind the door, under the crib, inside the closet. Nothing but hanging baby clothes. When he returned to the bedroom, Marissa looked confused. "The closet opened." "What?" "I swear it moved on the monitor before you went in." Ethan glanced at the screen. Now the door looked perfectly shut. Over the next week, strange things kept happening. Not dramatic stuff, just little creepy moments. Sometimes the closet door appeared slightly open on the monitor, but closed when Ethan checked the room. One night, the cribmobile started spinning even though the air in the room was completely still. Another time, the monitor battery dropped from 80% to dead in less than 10 minutes. But the weirdest part was Noah. He kept staring at the closet, sometimes smiling, sometimes waving his tiny hand toward it, like someone was standing there. Once, Ethan watched the screen and saw Noah point toward the closet and say something that almost sounded like a word. "Duh." Marissa frowned. "Did he just say Dad?" Ethan shook his head slowly. No. Noah was still pointing at the closet. A few days later, Ethan found something strange while cleaning the nursery. He was reorganizing the closet when he noticed a small folded piece of paper wedged behind the shelf. He pulled it out. It looked old, yellowed, like it had been sitting there a long time. There was only one sentence written on it, in messy handwriting. "Please remember the closet rule." Ethan frowned. What the heck? Marissa looked over his shoulder. The closet rule? He shrugged. Probably something dumb. Like what? I don't know. Maybe keeping it shut so kids don't climb inside? He crumpled the note and tossed it in the trash. Neither of them thought about it again, until the night the closet opened. It was around 3 a.m. Ethan woke up because the house felt too quiet. No baby sounds, no monitor static, just silence. He grabbed the monitor. The screen showed Noah sitting upright again. But this time he wasn't laughing. He was staring directly at the closet. 5 minutes passed. No movement, no sound. Then the closet door creaked open, just a few inches. Marissa whispered, "Ethan, tell me you see that." The monitor speaker hissed. Then the whisper returned. "You forgot the rule." Ethan jumped out of bed and ran. He burst into the nursery, lights on. The closet door was closed. Noah lay quietly in his crib, but the rocking chair beside the crib was moving, back and forth, like someone had just stood up from it. Ethan stood there for a long moment, heart racing, trying to convince himself it was nothing, just air movement, just coincidence. But deep down he knew something wasn't right. The next evening, Ethan decided he'd had enough. "This monitor's messed up," he told Marissa, "or someone hacked it." So he unplugged the camera mounted above the shelf. The cord dropped loose, power gone, problem solved. Or at least it should have been. As Ethan turned to leave the room, he noticed something strange. The camera's red light blinked, once, then again. Ethan froze. That shouldn't be on. The camera had no power, yet the light blinked again. Then the device rotated slowly, just a few degrees, until the lens pointed directly at the closet. Ethan felt a chill run down his spine. He unplugged the entire unit from the wall. Finally, the light went dark. That night, Marissa took Noah to visit her sister. Ethan stayed home alone. The house felt empty, too quiet. Around 2 a.m., the baby monitor on his nightstand turned on. Ethan sat up immediately. The camera had no power, yet the screen showed the nursery clearly. The crib, the rocking chair, the closet door, slowly opening. A tall figure stepped out of the darkness inside. Ethan's breath caught. The figure stood beside the crib, looking down. Then it looked straight into the camera and smiled. The monitor speaker crackled. "You're not Noah." The screen went black. The next night, Noah came home. For hours, everything seemed normal. Then at 3:04 a.m., the monitor turned on again. Noah was crying. The screen showed the nursery, and the closet door wide open. A dark shape stood beside the crib, watching the baby. Ethan grabbed a baseball bat and ran down the hallway. Marissa stayed behind, holding the monitor. As Ethan reached the nursery door, Marissa's voice suddenly shook. "Ethan, wait." On the monitor screen, another shadow stepped out of the closet, standing directly behind him. "Ethan!" But he was already opening the door. The lights flicked on. The room was empty. Closet door closed. No shadows, no footprints, nothing. Noah cried softly in the crib. Ethan lowered the bat. Then the closet door creaked open behind him. The rocking chair began moving, back and forth, back and forth. From the bedroom down the hall, the monitor speaker whispered, "You left it open." Noah suddenly stopped crying. Ethan slowly turned toward the crib. The baby was smiling, looking past Ethan's shoulder at the closet. Then Noah laughed. A second laugh echoed from inside the closet. And in the bedroom, the baby monitor turned back on. showing two figures standing beside the crib. One of them was Ethan. The other one slowly stepped out of the closet,